Oh no. Lord of the Rings. Mr. Frodo.
EA Games.
Challenge everything. Hey everyone. It's your friend Arbitrary Waters. Playing. Oh, I'm only 15% through the game. What a delightful thing. We're playing Lord of the Rings. I guess I don't actually need to have my headphones on because I'm listening to the TV speakers. Uh, yeah. Remember how I was having a good time playing Alone in the Dark and Blood Omen yesterday? Well, I thought to myself, time to ruin that. I mean, this game is fine, but also, in a world where I, a PlayStation 2 owner who owns every game in the Suikoden series, has picked this on a lark as a goof, I maybe question my own judgment here. But we're gonna play this until I decide I want to stop playing this. I have decided. How long will that be, you ask? We'll see. I thought about streaming some of again, pretty close to the end of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I'm saying, like, very close to the end. So my co-hosts and I have both decided that we are probably not going to finish this game for the purposes of our award-winning podcast, Off the Deep End. Did you know that the most recent episode of Off the Deep End is available for download now? You can listen to our fan translation episode. But so at some point, I've reached the point with this game where it's a when do I know I have been satisfied sort of thing. When do I know I've been satisfied? I could be playing that new Melty Blood game right now. Looks like it's getting a little chuggy. It's fine. You're not missing anything. Anyone want to make a list of games I could be playing instead? Because I've definitely kind of reached that point with myself and how I do this game. Like, the game gives you all of these items, but in a lot of cases, the most efficient thing to do is always use an ability, make an attack, because of the way this game's skill system works. It also doesn't help that items don't seem great. Oh, cool. Got it. Only 5 more trolls to go. Yeah. But yes, the goal of this stream is to play this game until I want to stop playing it. And not just in a passive general sense. So I said I would get out of Moria. I'm gonna get out of Moria. If the Fellowship could get out of Moria, I can too. And then we might check out the GBA version. Or I might do that on my own time. Because, here's the weird thing about Lord of the Rings: The Third Age for the GBA. Is it's kinda weird budget licensed Fire Emblem. That seems pretty good. Yeah, just the era of when every licensed game also needed to come out on the GBA. If you've ever seen the Thor High Heels video on weird GBA games, I feel like that's a really good reminder that, like, when you think of the good Game Boy Advance games, you think of, you know, you think of SNES conversions, you think of really solid.
The Lords of Moria.
Carefully. I don't want to join them.
I'm gonna take off my headphones. Think of, you know, great RPGs. Castlevanias are on there, but there are a lot of, like, real jank. Oh, I'm glad to keep you up for this. Just like the era, the thing that the Thor High Heels video goes over is how many cheap ass, third rate, like a lot of 3D models and renders that were turned into sprites because the technology for that had become very easy and is a lot cheaper than actually drawing sprites. It's a good watch. But yeah, there's a lot of jank on the GBA, but the fact that the Third Age is literally like a turn-based tactics game that has very little to do with this game, that's a weird thing. And I feel like people need to be reminded that just like a lot of weird shit on the GBA. Maybe not good, but yeah, the X versus the surprisingly expansive number of first-person shooters on the Game Boy Advance, like the X versus Sever, which is a Stop Skeletons from Fighting video, I guess. Ask Uncle Derek about it. I appreciate that he's the guy going out there and being like, know what the people need to know? The people need to know about fucking Resident Evil Degeneration for the iPhone, iOS. Here's the thing. This game is fine. But I was expecting a lot more. It's impressive that this game was made in like 8 months. Does this game even have a story? Are there cutscenes beyond Moria? Because I think the most bizarre thing about this game is how little story there actually is. And instead, like, it seems like they put most of that effort into a very disinterested Ian McKellen just reading the plot to you. I'm not saying it's impossible. Yeah, no, go for it. I know what happens in this game. Absolutely go off. Also, I'm gonna say, Blade of Creation, you might want to write into the podcast. Talking about how much you like this game. I think we would appreciate reading that. I mean, who can forget Urban Yeti? Which, watching the speedrun for Urban Yeti was an experience. Because it's just like, how does this exist? Who bought this? But yes, you can send your emails to our email address at inquiries@deep.lol. I mean, sometimes you get some cool jank GBA games, like the GBA version of Tony Hawk, which is like a surprisingly faithful rendition of Tony Hawk, but portable. I mean, at least now I'm like overpowered and ridiculous, so that's nice. does Tekken Advance count? Absolutely. But yeah, the video I'm thinking of is called Thor High Heels Weird GBA Games. Is the title of the video. Because he goes over it. He goes over the weird stuff.
What would be in this sarcophagus?
It is the last of my kin, if you must know. Tomb guards! It's an ambush!
Just like anytime there's a cutscene in this game, it is less than 60 seconds long and just features characters saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna get him." Weird. So weird. That seems pretty good. I think it's cool that it includes actual movie scenes, but so do the Two Towers and Return of the King games. Which this game apparently just borrows a lot of assets from wholesale. Just because of the nature of development. And unfortunately for me, I can't show too many scenes from the movie for obvious reasons. So I've been mostly skipping the stuff that Gandalf puts in because I don't feel like the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is on my side in this situation.
I shall reveal what I know of your companion, for dwarves share well the stories of their fellows. Your dwarven friend's life is wreathed in sorrow. His sons traveled with Balin to Moria. No mirth did they find there.
Like, Gandalf is explaining the characters'
sons, and I fear the trolls
motivations.
You will find little warmth in this dwarf, for this dark knowledge turned his heart to stone. In my own journey to Moria, I traveled with another dwarf, Gimli, son of Gloin. I regret you will not behold the nature of dwarves that I experienced.
Just A++. Do they, Gandalf? Like, how much more expensive was, like... I know they had him around. Just... yeah. Like, sorry, your dude is bad. Let me explain this character to you, because the game won't. I am Gandalf. I think they got Christopher Lee to do a lot of the voiceover work in Battle for Middle Earth. Like, he's the one who narrates the Evil campaign. Because Sir Christopher Lee was both a good sport and also never too good for a paycheck. He seems like a cool dude. R.I.P. Explained. Still think about that commentary bit in Return of the King where Peter Jackson is talking about how Christopher Lee told him what someone sounds like when they're getting stabbed in the back, because he knew from being like a World War II commando. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this game ends with you fighting the literal Eye of Sauron. Because... But you see, you say that, but the most disappointing part about this game is that for as bonkers bananas as saying that out loud is, the rest of the game is just, here are these environments, here is your porn parody version of the Fellowship. Except there are ladies in this one. And there's going to be like a handful of cutscenes to string everything together, but mostly it's just a decent approximation of Final Fantasy X, but licensed. And I'm not going to say that there is not merit to this game. I'm just saying we're not going to finish this game for the podcast. If people throw enough money at me, which is once again proof that my principles only last as far as being paid to not do my job that I hate. I will fucking play this entire game. Like, hey, Extra Life is coming up. Maybe this is my Extra Life game. Who knows? Actually, that seems like a great way to get in trouble with, once again, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Oh, that's great. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for Extra Life. Maybe amulets and armor. That would be funny. Again, a reminder that Amulets and Armor is a game from, I think, 96 or 97 that uses some part of the Doom engine to be a first-person action RPG with a mission-based structure that is also co-op enabled. But it also sold less than 100 copies, apparently. So that seems funny. because if I can figure out how to make the co-op and that work, that seems like something I would do. Don't underestimate me. I'm not too good for it. I don't know how much you're getting from the other room, but the dog is currently playing with this squeaky toy. Oh, cool. Cool. Gotta cast Masuku Kaja on everyone. See, as a kid, I never understood why you would ever put anything to sleep. Because I like, why would you ever, like, it took playing Wizardry and Shin Megami Tensei games to make me understand, oh, this is why you use status effects and debuffs in video games. Oh, you're gonna see Venom? That's fun. Okay, I get to watch the puppy. My sister's going to see Venom. I am going instead to do this. Yeah. And realizing actually sleep is very good. I hear that movie might be like magically dumb. That's the impression I'm getting. It's apparently very stupid. I also think it's very funny that Andy Serkis is directing that movie. I never saw the first Venom. I like Tom Hardy. He should be in more things. And people are like, he should be the next James Bond. No. No one should be the next James Bond. But I like Tom Hardy a lot. I should watch Bronson, he said. To absolutely no one. Oh, at this point, my feelings on superhero movies have reached such a point that
Look, the bridge of Khazad-dûm.
I am a servant of the secret fire.
the epic scene.
You cannot pass!
The Grey Wizard faces the Balrog!
We must hurry down there before the trolls reach us.
No, let's fight the trolls.
Too late. They are upon us.
All right, troll. Let's settle the score.
That's me whenever I'm online. And I'm like, I have to click respond. Am I right, homies? Anyway, you go to sleep. Sonic Fury. Yeah, he slept. What is your unpopular opinion? Anyway, Gandalf fighting Balrog in the background. You need to understand that Venom is a product of the 80s and 90s. I feel like that should tell you what you need to know about Venom, the character. Is that Venom got his own solo comic book the same year they killed Superman. And don't get me wrong. It sounds like the 90s were just a bad time for everyone. In regards to comics, like Marvel went bankrupt and sold all of the film rights to their movies for a song, which is why their solution was literally, "Hey puppy, hey Bo, come here, Bo." There's a puppy. Hey, come here, let me pet you. I'm now petting the dog. This is, for those of you in the audience who are not sitting right next to me, fuck if I'm gonna use a webcam until I start making enough money to justify showing my face. Staring at me. Hold it. Hey, Bo, shake. Good shake. Good boy. Good boy. All right. For those of you in the listening audience, Bo the dog did in fact shake my hand with his paw because he is a good boy. I killed 9 trolls of Moria. Plot twist, there is no... Listen, motherfucker, I can turn on this webcam right now. If you're gonna fake gamer dog me... Okay, fine. I'll show you my dog. And by my dog, I mean my sister's dog. Hold it. Gandalf. Gandalf, you gotta wait for a sec. I got this picture of a dog. Careful. Alright, I'm going to... I'm just going to... I'm not going to turn on the webcam for the purposes of showing you a dog. However, if you think about it, why wouldn't there be a dog? When was the last time I took a picture of a dog? There's a picture of your of my sister's dog, you fuckers. He's a good boy. I thought about taking a picture right here in my room, but then you would see my laundry basket, and I don't really feel like you seeing my dirty laundry. That's not a metaphor. Just like in the book. Me and Gandalf posting pictures. Yeah. Yeah. The forge. Remember that part in the movies where everyone just rolled up and Gandalf was there? Gandalf doing all the heavy lifting. I like how every time you hit the Balrog, the frame rate sinks because smoke. Oh, cool. It's gonna be really good when someone watches the archive for this stream It's like, what dog? What are they talking about? Because I don't save my chat. I mean, yeah, Lord of the Rings is not a high magic fantasy world. It is high fantasy, 100%, but it is not high magic in the way that boring traditional classifications of magic systems is concerned. High magic is, I mean, it's Pathfinder, it's Forgotten Realms. Eberron is super high magic. Oh, I could turn myself up a bit. Okay, or I could just speak a little closer to the microphone. How about that? How about that? There we go. Sorry. I was so busy getting incensed about Balrogs. Anyway, everyone fucking dies. There is currently a depressed dog sitting on my floor. Oh, you're taking... Oh, Call of Cthulhu. That sounds fun. I'm at the point where I'm like, I could run a Pathfinder campaign. Although I am actually doing some Dungeon Crawl Classics again. Tomorrow. Bye, Bo. Probably hear someone outside. It's gonna be great when someone comes to the door and he loses his damn mind. He's a dog. Who is real. Fake gamer dog. Get to keep on the Borderlands first. We'll see how we feel. I actually decided against keep on the Borderlands. I have a different idea. Which I'm also very excited about. You're gonna like it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes with that, because I would run a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Actually, I don't know if I would run a Call of Cthulhu campaign. I would plan one. Just be like, I'm a black person. No. Maybe not. Maybe not. but just like, what is H.P. Lovecraft most afraid of? And the answer is black people. I think. Who could have foreseen that the controller would betray me? Unplug it, and we're gonna plug it back in. Oh, good. We're choosing not to simulate the views of the era. Yeah. Maybe not. I respect all of the people out there. Oh no. Am I gonna have to start, like, am I gonna have to buy a new DualShock 2? Who could have foreseen that this controller for this... I mean, this is a PS2 Slim, so 15-year-old console would be... It's not the controller ports, it's the controller itself, because the analog button keeps on flashing on and off. Which means I need... Thankfully, I have two controller. I have a shitty GameStop branded controller that I bought at a GameStop. Because... Oh, it's covered in dust. Oh, come here. Oh, this controller feels so much worse. Feels like cheap plastic. Okay. Anyway, what are eBay prices for? DualShock 2s. Oh, cool. Uh-huh. I definitely trust this extremely legitimate $10 non-branded DualShock from your friends and mine at okay. Cool. Oh, also this video game, huh? Oh, this controller feels like shit. Okay, eBay prices are a little more reasonable. You can get a refurbished controller for like $15. honestly. Thank goodness controller prices have somehow not gone up. For saying that out loud, I've cursed myself. Yeah, this is. I love it. I mean, it doesn't help that I got distracted and had to switch controllers. Imagine if I had dropped down to normal difficulty. I choose not to. Imagine if this game let you have 4 party members all the time. Also doesn't help that like Gandalf does 90% of the damage, so it turns into a game of making sure that Gandalf. Remember when this was very funny in old school to be like, I'm more like Gandalf the gay, and then you found out that Sir Ian is actually gay, and then you're like, oh. When it comes to RPG parties, I want 4 or 6. And then there's Pillars of Eternity 2, which gives you 5. Because there's a lot going on in that game. Suikoden is here to say what? I thought Suikoden's max party size was 6. I mean, if we're talking about like maximum number of parties, maximum number of people, yeah, give me squads of 10 or whatever. Go full Suikoden. I want 108 party members. Who is my silver bird? What if we just played Ogre Battle instead? Because one of my choices, oh, he's just lying in the middle of the hall. Alright, have a good one. Make good choices. Tell your parents you love them. Unless your parents are dicks. I don't know, I'm not your dad. But, yeah, there was definitely, yes. I think I've said this publicly before, but kind of the 3 games I was looking for my pick for the podcast were this, Tales of Legendia, and Ogre Battle 64. And ended up going with this, because this was the one we were all enthusiastic about. And to be quite honest, I think I made the wrong choice. Is this... Ogre Battle 64 is... It's the first auto chess. If you don't think about it very hard. Have you ever thought about that? I mean, it makes sense if you don't think about it. But Ogre Battle Mark of the Black Queen is kind of an auto chess game. And as much as you do not directly control your units in the moment-to-moment battle. But yeah, if you turn off your brain, then yes. And so it's way more about macro management. I think this is just like the worst plate spinning boss design.
Said the thing from the movie.
Oh shit, it's the movie! The Digital Millennium Copyright Act! Huh. Ha ha ha. You can't see it now. Oh shit. That actually broke my cat. Okay. Look at this man. Wow, so much exciting stuff happening on screen. Whoa! Like, yeah. I just assume, yeah, auto chess is one of those things where it's like, it's still doing fine. At least, I assume Teamfight Tactics is doing fine. Because it's fucking Riot. Whoa, look at all this crazy stuff.
I'm still with you, my friend. I see you enter Lothlorien. My companions journeyed through these woods not long ago. They will allow you passage, but know that this is not a gift often granted. You will not enter the heart of their kingdom, merely a brief glimpse of it, so that you might understand. They are elves, immortal, and graced with powers beyond your imagining. While they remain in Middle-earth, they will aid those free people who prove worthy. Begin your journey now, back to the world of men. Bring with you both honor and a pure heart, for to be cleansed the White City demands it. To do this, you must gather those artifacts of the ages that still contain ancient power. With these you hold some measure of the elves' past greatness. Become our champion. Face the power of Mordor and help to turn the tide.
Oh, did I mute myself again? I was going off. I was going off about Kate Blanchett. Anyway, it's very silly how this game is like, hey, and then you went to Lothlorien.
The company of Uruk-hai passed this way.
What of the party from Rivendell?
It's difficult to tell. Wait. Here.
Ghost Cat is now streaming. What's a ghost
Should
cat?
not scout so far ahead. These lands are filled with danger.
Have you been following us?
For many days, your companion requested it.
Yes. I cannot protect all of you all of the time.
I am perfectly able to defend myself.
I have buried others who spoke those words.
I thank you for your aid. How may I be of service?
We must cleanse these gullies. Help me assemble patrols so we may cut past the rear guard of Uruk-hai.
When do I get the 2-axe lady? Anyway, apparently Barithor's quest was to find Boromir, but Boromir's dead now. Now. Oh! Now we fight Uruks and orcs again. Sure. sure I can always wait. Now I have Shadowcraft. I can cast a spell. What's my ability called? Elf Eyes. What do they see? What do your elf eyes see? Orcs on the march. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Your small group fights well. Find all of my elves, Gondorian, and we shall be strong enough to fight our way out of this maze of rock.
Okay, cool. Remember how Karl Urban is in this movie?
Rohan's warriors must use that cave as an outpost.
It would appear they suffer heavy casualties defending their frontier.
How do we find a way inside?
Deeper in the ravines, we shall find it.
With himself. Xena Warrior Princess's own. Hella, how far are you in Pathfinder? I should watch that Judge Dredd movie. Anyway. Video game. Okay. Oh, you're starting over as an Azada? Oh boy. Gonna use the power of friendship and fairy dragons. Well, I bet you can zoom through a lot of that game if you ignore the dumber side quests that you don't need to deal with.
Careful, my friend.
Yeah, you get the fairy dragon, who is
I believe this is the den of a very old, very hungry warg.
a fun That sounds great.
He almost
Like,
took me head
honestly, the only mythic path that sounds absolutely
here.
fucking
We have a real
lame
battle on our hands.
is Angel. Why would you ever do Path of the Angel? Oh, that's a big boy. Is it because it's the default path? You can do better. I actually would like to see statistics on like who chose which path. If I had to guess, most chosen path is probably Angel, just because that seems like the boring default path. But would not mind being proven wrong. Kind of want to see what Path of the Demon is like, just because it seems like you can be an absolute psycho. I don't get it. I don't... Good. Yeah, it's the most thematically appropriate. But it's also lame. Path of the Archon seems potentially very cool. Anyway, here I am just thinking about how much I want to replay this game that very well may take me like 120 hours to finish. Although honestly, I just want to do weird party comps. And to do that, I'm gonna have to wait for the roguelike DLC or something, aren't I? Give me weird party comps. Yeah, admittedly, yeah, the thing with Mythic Paths is it takes until midway through like, you don't get most of your Mythic levels until Act 4. But Aeon, you're space-time cop. You get to right cosmic injustices through time. But also it sounds like a lot of stuff in the Path of the Aeon is like, how do you want to be a fucking lawful stupid cop, or do you want to be a good cop, or do you want to be a bad cop? And then I guess, you know, spoilers, I guess, but there's also Path of the Devil. If you are an Aeon or a Zada, you can be a devil. That's one of the late game mythic paths. I do think it's lame that some of the mythic paths are very late game. But it makes sense when you consider that a lot of those were, like, I believe both Gold Dragon and Swarm That Walks were stretch goals for the Kickstarter campaign. And I believe they had already, I believe that their claim was the game was already, like, playable start to finish by the time they did the Kickstarter. So I just bet it would have been way too much work to implement that stuff. Throughout the whole game. But yeah, it really does seem like those late game mythic paths are just maybe 15, 20 hours at most. And it does seem like there are choices in Act 5. So, hey. Swarm seems like it might be pretty good. If you just want to, you know, if you want everyone to leave you and just want to eat everything. I bet that's pretty good. I also want to know, like, how much unique stuff there is for each of the paths. Oh, geez.
On the other side.
You are transformed.
Yes, the need is great.
What are you doing here?
At this moment, warning you
give me-
of orcs ahead.
Give me that post-game. Anyway, Gandalf showed up and now we're fighting him. But Gandalf can't be bothered to help us. Like the old bastard. We're helping the elves of Lothlorien do something. I believe Barethor's original goal was to get Boromir. But obviously that only makes sense for the stuff in Fellowship. What? Gandalf shows up, everyone's like, wow, it's Gandalf. Combat begins, nothing happens. That's this game. There are orcs ahead. See ya. It's times like this that makes one wish they were instead playing a weird, off-kilter, overly dense strategy game. Ow. The best part is I still have work tomorrow. So this is how I'm voluntarily spending my time. I did say I would try to reach Rohan. To Axe Lady and Spearman. But on the other hand, look at this save. The save crystal right here. What if I stopped playing? I've played this game for 7 hours. If we want, we could switch over to the GBA game. Which seems very jank. Or, you know, we could switch over a game that's actually good. Not sure how much more. Oh, right. Remember yesterday when I was enjoying myself on stream playing Blood Omen and Alone in the Dark 2. Sometimes I think about Alone in the Dark 2 and how wild that game is. Because Alone in the Dark 1 is very much the prototypical survival horror game, you know, just with a little bit of extra cheap instant death because it's from 1992. It is a game that is literally older than I am. And then for the sequel, they said, hey, what if we made it a weird action? What if we made it way more action heavy? What if it begins with you blowing up a gate and fighting zombies with Tommy guns? Oh, now I just feel so much better. Okay, now the stupid elf man is here to help. That seems pretty good. I mean, Elfman, you seem pretty good. Why don't you and Gandalf team up and just beat this game for me? Thank you for aiding me. I fought defenseless. Found it in a cave leading to the river. It is filled with Uruk-hai, but they will be no match for you. I said we're going until I break. I haven't broken yet. Can't make me. Can't break me. I ain't no vampire, can't stake me. You get to listen to me drink water, because I don't care anymore. You'll get my professionalism when I get a better game to play. Coffee without cream is vile. I don't drink coffee. But if I did, I would probably be one of those babies who absolutely is just coffee and cream all the time. Just like cream and sugar, like a baby. I get my caffeine from green tea at this point. And I feel like if I went any further than that, it would lead to me being even more of an over-caffeinated mess. Like, I'm at the point where if I drink a soda too late, I can't go to bed. I can't fall asleep because I'm too awake. Drink coffee for the other benefits. The part where coffee's a diuretic. Or the part where it gives you superpowers. Sure ain't for the taste. I like coffee. But I know if I started drinking, I would turn into a jittery mess of a person. And I can't live that way. Oh, shit. In a row do you nerds get? What the fuck is this? How strong should your people be before you take on a chosen? The good news is that, I mean, you should be strong enough to have enough broken abilities that you can try to murder the chosen as quickly as possible. Look, we've completed 10% of the game since we started. How exciting. I would say you should probably have at least plasma weapons. I'll put it that way. Just because you will. I don't know, it's been a hot minute since I've played War of the Chosen. Did you know that I was just stalling? Like, there is strategy to this combat. I cannot accuse this game of being without tactical consideration. I just think it's very monotonous. It has treads absolutely no. Yeah, it's almost like this game was made in 8 months by a very crunched development team. I don't know. Yeah, if this game had a story of any kind, other than Sir Ian McKellen being like, and then you did all these things. We're not going to show them, but assume they happened. That's my Sir McKellen impression. I'm Magneto. That's what he says. It's great because Sometimes I recognize Pro ZD. Like, the problem... Here's the thing. Sungwon Cho, he's a very good voice actor. But because of all his goofy skits, whenever I hear him playing a character in a serious role, I'm just like, oh, that's his Archibald voice. That's his... Like, he's just doing a voice. He's doing the thing. He's doing that thing from that video, but in a serious role that he's being paid money for. I think his recent video about Euro versus American board games it's hashtag accurate. Where it's just like, this is a game with dice. You roll 18 dice for the combat phase. Oh, that's right. He was in Unavowed. Like, I think it's great that he turned his Vine stardom into, like, a legitimate voice acting career. As one must say, as one says, you must respect the hustle. I think is how that goes. You gotta respect it. How else are you to know the hustle if not to respect it? Do you ever think about how good Battle for Middle-earth is? How it was the Command and Conquer team, like, before EA destroyed the Command and Conquer team, making a Lord of the Rings Command and Conquer with 4 different factions, I think. Good stuff. And then by the time they got to Battle for Middle-earth 2, I think they had the book license by the time Battle for Middle-earth 2 came out, which is why they could have fucking Tom Bombadil, which is very funny. Can't speak highly enough of Hey Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadillo. The guy who your insufferable Tolkien fan friend loves to talk about. No, actually, if you look at it this way, maybe Tom Bombadil is actually the Witch King of Angmar. And you just nod and say, yeah, go fuck yourself. No, you say, oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Because you haven't read Lord of the Rings in like a decade. There's a reason why he's not in any of the adaptations. It's because his entire sequence, while it works for the weird stuff that, you know, Tolkien being a weirdo, weird world building stuff, like in an already dense 3-hour movie, there is no room for an extended interlude about the weird old guy who sings, Mr. Chaotic Neutral Forest Goblin Man. Like, Tom Bombadil is what you do. Tom Bombadil is who you put in the Amazon Lord of the Rings series. And you give him just as much backstory as the actual books. Jeff Bezos. Jeffy boy. Hire me. I'll write your Lord of the Rings. I may not be...
You must gather Eomer's scattered Rohirrim. Assemble east of Helm's
What?
Deep. There I shall meet them.
What? Gandalf? Gandalf? The Eye of Bezos? I mean, listen, when you touch the ring and it goes blah! Yeah, that's pretty scary. And he's like, I'm going to go into space! Haunted dust. Kids ever... Listen. This Halloween, make sure your kids are safe from haunted dust. It's not phantom dust, it's haunted dust. It's the bootleg... bootleg counterpart. When your kid asks for Phantom Dust, make sure that their trick-or-treat bags are not filled with haunted dust. Yes, the game, the bootleg Chinese knockoff, Haunted Dust.
We plan to ambush some Isengard Uruk-hai.
What shall my group do?
Prepare to charge when he opens fire.
Okay. This Halloween, protect your children from the scourge of Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. Honestly, I kind of love weird Halloween fear-mongering. It just sounds like it was never a thing. It was never actually a thing. Outside of a handful of isolated incidents. But because paranoia. Everyone's like, they're gonna put a razor blade in this Snickers bar. There are easier ways. There are easier ways to harm children. I mean, yes, I understand the sentiment, but that just sticking a razor blade in a Snickers bar just seems like a complete hassle. Yeah, no, they're like, it did happen, but it is not a regular, like, yeah, there are some instances, but it's the kind of thing where it's like, now we can't have nice things because one person poisoned a kid. I think I'm close to breaking. This game is so slow. Like, that's the actual problem. They're, like you said, either last time or time before, Yatsu, there are like half a dozen little things in this game that would make it so much better. Just quality of life stuff, not even like making the story better. But this is why we can't have nice things. game had Burn Flame? What if I could easily clear out these random encounters with a easy-to-use basic AoE spell for 80% of its runtime? I know this is gonna get ZP on my ass, but guess what? He's not here. He's probably doing something productive or something. But hey, combat in this game requires more effort than most of the combat in Grandia 2. Although, to be honest, Grandia 2's combat is better than this game. Like, I don't want to go too far, but the basic encounters in this game still do demand more. On the other hand, random encounters in Grandia 2 are, can be resolved in 30 seconds. So, actually, never mind, this game is garbage. I will not even ironically argue that this is a better game than Grandia 2. You win, terrorists. Yeah, there are no random encounters in Grandia. Because it does the thing that good video games do. I mean, that was... Nope. I saw that save point, but I'm gonna keep going. I said to myself, I could stop right now. I got to a save point. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep going. Because I hate myself. You can't break me, video game. I will wake up for work tomorrow and be tired and angry. And I will have beaten you. This is Rohan. This is... I think this is Rohan? Okay, so Rohan Kishibe... his stand lets him open you up like a book or something? I don't know. I've never seen JoJo. Part 4. But he's basically the self-insert for the author. If this game had Ryudo in it just being kind of a shitty protagonist, being like, ugh, I think you're dumb. And you're like, wow, way to go. Way to go, Ryudo. This game don't have Ariel from The Little Mermaid in it playing the saucy lady. Which is another detriment against it, I think. Not even participating.
There are too many.
Behind the horse, a captive, still alive.
Oh, is this where I get 2 axe, lady? Dunk everything, arrows. Hiya! Piece of cake. Tensei Ken Slash! I wish Cam Clark was in this. I mean, the man isn't in a lot of things, actually. Like, surprise, dude has been in a lot of voice roles since the 90s. Remember by the time they got to Lord of the Rings Conquest and like they didn't have any of the voice actors or any of the original actors, and so it's just like dude going, "I am Gandalf," and you're like, that doesn't sound like award-winning Shakespearean actor Sir Ian McKellen. Remember Lord of the Rings Conquest? Which is the last game that EA put out with the Lord of the Rings license before it reverted back to Warner? And it was also, I believe, the last game that Pandemic made. Or at least one of the last ones. I remember being vaguely excited about that game because I'm like, oh, I love Battlefront. And then you actually played that game and you're like, oh, this game's a mess.
You have strange powers, lady.
Long have my people defended you unseen.
I am grateful, for I was cut off from my fellows. I did not expect to survive the night.
Travel with us. We shall help you find your company, so you may rejoin them.
Here, our forces must part ways. We shall meet again before you leave this land.
I will fulfill my part in this. He shall prove worthy of our trust.
Great dialogue here, A++.
Now we're pushed into hostile land, lost, on foot, and without aid. This is a marvelous quest you're leading us on.
He did the thing. Oh shit. Oh shit, look where we are, guys. Look where we are. We made it to Rohan.
What business does an elf, a man, and a dwarf have in the Riddermark?
We come in friendship. We search for a company of fellow warriors. Mithrandir seeks you. Assemble your forces and meet him east of Helm's Deep.
Gandalf has long been our trusted advisor. We shall marshal followers as quickly as possible. What of you?
The wizard requested I aid in rallying your men.
Look for your friends, but do not trust to hope.
Oh, is that
Just
meant
a
to be
stick in his
Aomer?
hands.
Anyway, we made it to Rohan. Fuck video games. Yeah, was that meant to be Carl Urban's character? Yeah. We did it. We made it to Rohan. That's the whole game. Darn. Darn, we beat it. Well, maybe listen. I might play a little more, but not on stream. This is a game where I'm just going to listen to a podcast and grind through it. But thanks everyone for watching. You can look forward to more Blood Omen and maybe more Alone in the Dark too. Ve Victus. And remember, if the ladies don't find you handsome, at least they'll find you handy. Oh. How old? How much does quoting the Red Green Show date me? But bye. If the ladies don't find you handsome, at least they'll find you handy.